So I was just looking at my chart and guess what's gone? It isn't even there. PNES is gone. The psychiatric diagnosis deferred is gone because it was deferred. Okay, yes. Like this is not a psych issue. She's having epileptic seizures and we screwed up, so we can't do that again. Yeah. So I'm so happy that this doctor was like, oh, no, we can't. Not when you're
questioning these people being held responsible. I mean, where it's putting them a mark on their chart.
Oh, it did, yes.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I contacted the National Association of Epilepsy Centers, which is an organization that gives them their accreditation.
Exactly. I mean, this is a credible, highly credible organization, and then you have people making
focus. But they don't have
statements like this.
Yeah, they only work with the centers. They don't have patient advocacy. And when I said, that just feels like an oversight.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to so many people that are going through this, just like I am right now. It's like, yeah, we were already diagnosed with epilepsy. What do you mean? I still need my epilepsy treatment. Well, we'll give you this one just to be nice, and that's what I've been doing for 5 years on one of 4 medications, and it's like, okay, I had to do it. But, talking with, and I just haven't had the energy. I literally, I slept all day. I got up at 5:30, did my morning thing, and took some CBD at 9:30, and I just woke up an hour ago. So, all that lack of sleep, but it was just really interesting on how the doctor that I'm seeing now said, this looks worse for us, and I can't let that continue.
Well, I don't know about worse. I mean, honey, you're up there before they are.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You're the one pulling the taking the hit, not them.
I did not waste any time when I said I have every right to go to the media. I could have sued, but I know better.
Right. You're just right there. You're just throwing stones, honey.
Yeah, no, I was.
Yeah, we don't want to break any glass at this.
No, I was climbing over their wall, is what I was doing.
Right.
Stones. It's like, oh no, you think you got me there? No, but it wasn't.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, it was the attitude that I had to go in with. It was not like that. It was, okay, this is a business. I'm not getting what I wanted. And I already talked to the manager. He was the one that screwed it up, because the doctor that I first saw there is the director of the Epilepsy Center, which is why the NAEC is like, what on earth are we looking at here? He allowed this diagnosis to overshadow the treatment of my epilepsy.
Right.
He promoted it and just kept going. And I'm like, no, we're not.
I like the way you worded it. As far as this time, after all you've been through, the years of what you've gone through, you finally decided, well, I'm attacking this wrong.
Yeah.
I need to go in with my take my fists down, go in like a professional here.
Yeah.
And say, okay, I'm so very sorry, but we need to look at this again, and
right.
And really look at it and make some serious decisions, because this isn't right.
Yeah, and that's
for you, Anne.
Well, thank you. And I just want everyone to know that it really, as hard as this was, because
I know
it really wasn't, it was just that, Tom. I just had to say, okay, yeah, I can go in gloves off, but
right.
But that doesn't mean that I have to portray myself as, that feral cat and just, how dare you do this?
Well, you did that.
I did.
You went in and you told them, but now you step back, and now they saw the real you. Oh, okay. Here's a professional woman who would like to make a stand, and she's got some evidence, and we need to listen to her, because what she has sounds like it's substantial.
Right. And usually when you say to a doctor, okay, patient presenting as. They're like, wait a
Where
minute.
did this come from?
Okay, patient presenting as established diagnosis and treatment for epilepsy. Diagnosis was changed and never validated. And the epilepsy has been undertreated for 5 years. Where are we going with this? And he just looked at me and he's like, what? And boom, I went right through it. Literally took me 3 minutes for him to catch up on 15 years of epilepsy. And I'm like, there you go, there you go. But I had to do that. I had to say, all right, I can't let my emotions mess things up. You know, I have to just go in and face the storm and say, but now watching the changes in my chart, I'm like, whoa, bada bing, you know, I don't want to, he wants me to take the lorazepam if I have clusters during the day. And I didn't want to, and just the CBD knocked me out. So I'm like, okay, I think, yeah, I think maybe I should have taken the lorazepam, but because I'm still kind of skipping. You know, I literally feel like an old vinyl record and I need a new needle. It's skipping. So it's like, you know, kind of feeling, but it's better than it was this morning. And I had no clue. I literally changed my entire day because I didn't feel right. But yeah, I'm happy about what we're getting. Yeah. So who's here today? I got to see everybody who's here and all of our great stories.
We got Jocelyn back.
Yeah.
What?
We got Emma's becoming a regular, you know.
There.
Hi.
Hi,
Yes.
Jeff.
Hello, Em.
Hi.
Toaster and
Hello,
Tom,
Jake.
they've been
Yeah.
regulars.
Sure.
And the team, we're here. Kate,
Yes.
man.
Hey, I got the day off.
Nice.
I got today off for this. Next Tuesday, I'm going to have to. I can't make it because I've got a convention to go to. So
Nice. What's the convention for?
for Jehovah's Witnesses, this is a yearly convention that we have.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, not the Epilepsy Universe convention. That
That one's the week after.
Did you guys see that? I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hi, Courtney.
Hello, Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. And today I'm just in our thoughts. Rachel is having her resection today. And I just wanted to throw that out there and get those positive vibes sending that way. Yeah.
Glad you got him, honey.
Yeah, I've been thinking about her because, yeah, we got her.
Yeah.
Rachel is the one from Oregon.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's up near Portland, and
I love
yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Annie, are you in Portland?
No,
I'm in Seattle, but I used to live in Portland.
Right. I live in Vancouver, across the river.
Oh, nice. The Couve.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're up the street. You're up I-5 from me.
Yeah. My parents are down in Corvallis. So.
Oh, okay.
oh wow,
Awesome.
Courtney. Yeah, no, I'm in Rochester, New York. If I had my
Yeah,
way,
that's what I thought. I thought you moved.
I would be in the Emerald Triangle if I had my way on the Canadian side. But yeah.
I used to live in Poughkeepsie, New York. I like New York.
Yeah, that's upstate. I'm part of Western New York.
Yeah.
The western side of the Finger Lakes. And
Oh, yeah. New York has good people. I love New York.
yeah, we got good and bad. Just like everywhere else.
Yes.
Good people. But yeah, the crazy weather over here. You got to be ready for it in the winter. But yeah.
Football team.
Hey, go Bills. Go Bills. Yeah, that's
The Eagles, if you're talking about Philadelphia.
no, Buffalo.
That's where I'm from originally.
Oh, hey.
I meant
Okay,
I meant
what
soccer
football team
team.
are we talking here?
I'm sorry.
That's
I
the first
meant
time I said
soccer.
heard Go Bills.
The Seattle Seahawks. That's not right. Let's see. Yeah, Seahawks.
Go Bills. That's a first. I've never heard anyone say Go Bills.
Hey. Come on now.
I don't watch football. I don't do sports.
Hey, that's
When
one
I
of
was a drunk, I did. I just used to go to Super Bowl parties.
tailgating. Yeah, we made tailgating famous.
There you go.
That was one of my almost busted ribs because I was at a tailgating party in Orchard Park. We could literally hear the crowd, but we were watching the game in a big screen in the garage. And I don't drink, but I was stoned. And I started listing. So my friend and his big ass foot right in my ribs, just knocked me over with his foot so I wouldn't hit my head on the trailer hitch.
Where is this light coming from? Damn.
And I'm like, I love you, but ouch. You couldn't, he's like, I couldn't move fast enough. I had a beer in my hand. Okay, that's a Buffalo, well known. I couldn't help you. I had a beer in my hand.
Oh, you want to see all the pictures of my family? They sit out in the outside. They sit in the stadium. Oh my gosh. Anyway, they all go to the Spectrum.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not the football stadium. But
Spectrum
anyway,
Arena?
they're all tailgate parties. They're all painted up and got their jerseys on and drinking beer.
Oh yeah.
Nieces,
Well, I don't know
nephews, cousins, brothers, sisters, all of them.
Yeah, we're the football fans that are usually smashing tables. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Yeah, that's Buffalo for you. All right, I gotta go take care of this little girl. Be right back.
Is there anybody here from Philadelphia?
I don't think so. We usually got
they were.
Angel and Kevin are from Philly.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to think of this stadium. No, I can't believe I can't think of it. But the one we had gone to for concerts was the Spectrum.
Does Lincoln Financial Field ring a bell?
Pardon me?
Lincoln Financial Field to stadium in Philly.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, okay.
But hey, I haven't lived in Philly in 30 years, so.
Back in the day, I guess they called it Sesquicentennial Stadium.
Sure. Sounds good to
Could
me.
be.
I don't know.
Plenty of people have been going there.
Hi, Jordan. Hey, hi.
Guys, I finally made it.
Hoping to see you.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I'm still working, so I might have to mute you guys and hop off very briefly every now and then.
Oh, that's
No
okay. If you
problem.
quickly disappear.
Hey,
You're here.
multitasking
Yeah.
is impressive.
If you see me talking and it's not to you, that's what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay,
No
so we
problem.
won't jump in telling you you're muted.
danger. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa. Yeah, we do that here. So Jordan, we share seizures on Zoom every now and then.
Right.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Share the love.
Yeah,
Share
speaking
the
of
love.
seizures, yesterday was not a good day for me.
oh boy.
Why
Oh,
am I
Yeah,
hearing
yesterday,
that again?
about 2 hours before my end of shift, I had a really bad one, almost fell out of my chair here. And then I had between 4 and like 5:45 overnight, I probably had 4 bigger ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's something, man.
Wow.
So
I-
this
Yeah.
is so far like 5 of us in the group have, accounted seizures in the last like 3 days.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've had 2.
Well, see, I usually have one or two a week or so.
So you guys all have active seizures still.
Uncontrolled.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on 3 meds and I'm still having them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And my problem with my story is when I moved here 5 years ago, they revoked my diagnosis of epilepsy and
Oh,
said I have
geez.
PNEM.
Ridiculous.
Post about that. The
And
other.
You can't do that. And I had to do some research and digging.
Mhm.
And that took me longer to fix than it should have. I could have
Why
fixed.
would they do that? And what would that do to you? That's what I don't understand.
Well, that's what the National Association of Epilepsy Centers is asking them now.
Yeah.
That's the accrediting foundation. So they could go from a
A
level
mess for medical
to a
stuff.
clinic. They may not even have accreditation by the end of the month. But what it did in my case, it caused 2 emergency surgeries, 2 strokes, and a concussion, because all the
Holy
other
cow.
providers were saying, she's psycho.
Oh,
She's
because it's stressed
exaggerating
out.
symptoms. Yeah, exaggerating symptoms. And I'm like, okay, I'll just let time do its thing, and I'm lucky to be alive.
Oh,
But
Right.
yeah, the
well, you
last
know, I had a, sorry to make this about me, but I had a breakthrough seizure on June 6th because I have a CSF leak, and
Oh.
they were I went in to have a blood, like to see a blood doctor, and literally they had finally scheduled my surgery, and 2 hours later, I had this, sorry, my brain. I had
We get
a
it.
doctor's appointment with a hematologist, and she was saying, okay, we have to do a blood study. You need to get off of your SSRIs, so you might not be able to have your surgery on June 26th.
Ooh.
And I freaked out and was so stressed out and had to do all this. I had to go downtown and have the blood work done. And luckily, I had my naturopath get involved and page the 2 surgeons. So, anyways, my surgery is still on. But it stressed me out so bad that I had a breakthrough seizure, and I knew all this. I had a breakthrough seizure, and I didn't realize what was going on. Anyways, I'm new to all this, so that's what happened to me. So okay, now I understand. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you. Okay. Ooh, I can calm down. I'm waiting for my emergency seizure medicine to come into the pharmacy and get approved by the insurance. So, okay.
Yeah.
One more thing on the checklist.
I think you guys all understand what I'm going through.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we do. No
Yeah.
doubt.
Just recently, I got kicked off my state Medicaid, so that's fun.
Well, I'm self-employed, and I got to figure out how to pay the fucking bills, and I have no money now. So I think you guys all understand what I'm going through.
Yeah, I understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
Jordan, we usually
Yeah.
start with what are you taking, and when was your last seizure,
Oh,
and
that's fun.
when was your diagnosis, your last
Okay.
seizure, and what are you taking?
I was diagnosed in like January of 2003. I was 12 at the time.
Oh.
I think I've taken just about every med, but I'm currently on Lyrica, Keppra, and Vimpat.
Okay.
Plus
I
a
take
very hefty dose of vitamin C or D.
Okay. I'm on 200 milligrams of Keppra twice daily.
Yeah, I take 2 doses that are 1,500 and then 1 750 right in the middle of the day.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll just tell you my name. I'm Jocelyn. I just will make it a little bit more personal. That's okay. You guys don't have to. It'll just make me feel better. My name's Jocelyn. I live in Seattle. I'm 47. My last seizure was June. My last floppy. That's my last seizure was a flop. I'm sorry. I fell down and convulsed, and it was June. This is June 6th. Sorry, I just started vaping, so I was gonna give it up until the surgery, and I decided today I'm gonna have some. Okay, and then I'm on. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a little stressed now. I think someone else needs to go. I'm sorry.
Oh, just take your time. It was what are you taking and when were you diagnosed?
I'm taking. Thank you. That helps. I'm on topiramate, and I
Oh,
take.
I've been on that.
I'm taking.
Fun.
Well, I like it. I know that some people it makes them. They said that it makes them kind of psycho, but it actually makes me kind of chipper and in a good mood and talkative.
For me, I was taking it my junior year and I almost failed out of high school.
Oh, nice.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they call it Dopamax for a reason.
I know. But I've been through some trauma too. Like just the last year, one of my employees took advantage of me. I think it was horrible. She stole money. It was horrible. So, anyways, I shouldn't laugh. It does not do that to me. I mean, it makes me forget some things, but it's okay. So I take 7. We're going up. We're doubling it now. I'm going to get up to 100 in the morning and 100 at night because it did stop my seizures. It did.
Nice.
And that's good, right? That's good.
Right.
Breakthrough one, but we're going to increase it. So 100, I'm at 75 in the morning and 75 at night. Now we're going to get up to 100. And then my emergency, thank you, that helps. I'm a little bit more clear-headed. My emergency medicine is going to be Klonopin. I've taken that before for panic attacks and I didn't abuse it, so that's good. So I'm okay with that. I'm going to put it in a necklace, I think, to have it right there. I don't know what you guys do. And
That's a
then,
good idea.
okay, I'm going to do a poison necklace because that's kind of fun. Like you can get
Yeah.
vintage ones. I found them on Etsy and they're not that expensive. So that's kind of fun. And then what was the last question? Oh, my diagnosis. I did look. I wasn't sure if I had a diagnosis the last time I was here, but I do. I have a diagnosis. It says epilepsy in my chart. And that's
there you go.
Sorry?
One of us.
Woo! So I have the diagnosis epilepsy, and it must be because I have a CSF leak too, and it's triggered epilepsy. I have a CSF leak and a acetylcholine, or my brain is poking through a hole in my crib form plate. Yeah. And then I did tell my doctor that I call it marshmallow brain. He said Alice in Wonderland syndrome. I had that as a kid. So I looked up some other stuff. Anyway, I won't go into it. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm really happy.
Well, now I'm getting pep rally vibes. So thank you for that.
You guys, I was on the subreddit a little bit this weekend. It's Vane Statue, and some of my friends and my family even just said, I'm sick of hearing about it, Jocelyn. So it made me cry. And my family and I, we laugh a lot and tell a lot of jokes. And my dad's dying and I haven't seen him in a year and it's really sad. And so they're just sick of hearing about medical stuff. So it's okay. I forgive them, but it's really nice to have you guys to chat with. So I really thank you.
Okay.
That's exactly what keeps us all coming back.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you guys already. So I really appreciate this and the subreddit. So that's what I wanted to
Well,
say.
it's really incredible that you managed to run your own business. How long were you diagnosed and capable of maintaining a career?
It
That's
has been
impressive.
can I swear?
Go ahead.
It has been a hard fucking year, you guys. I started having these brain glitch seizures last June, and I'm a stoner. At first, I just thought it was the weed. I know that's stupid, but I just thought it was the weed. So I'm a CPA. I do taxes, and I'm a stoner, and so I thought it was the weed. It was seizures. I know. And then I had a pass out seizure in December of 2024, and I was doing Pilates on in my house, on a video, and she called 911, and the paramedics broke into the house and took me to the hospital.
Yeah, when you said that you didn't know that you were having seizures, you thought it was just a headache or whatever. I went through the same thing. I didn't know I was having focals and myoclonic seizures. I thought it was just a precursor, like something that was telling me you should be sitting down or something. So that's what I would do when I had a myoclonic or when I had a focal, just weird vibe, and I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit down.
Or I thought it was like perimenopause. I told my doctor about it, and she's like, "No, that's not perimenopause, but okay, whatever." I would have them in front of my mom. I just couldn't talk, and we just sit there and be like, we just wait, and then I'd be like, "Okay." I had one in front of a client. Like I interview clients. We were on Zoom, and we just sat there, and then I got through it, and I was like, I think that might have been perimenopause, and she never spoke to me again.
Oh man.
What? Like what? You don't want to hire a CPA who can't talk.
Yeah, I've had a seizure when I was talking to a technician for my job. He apparently, after he hung up and got someone else, my coworker messaged me on Microsoft Teams. He's like, "Did you have an episode?" And I was like, "Why? What happened?" "Oh, I got the technician. He said, I don't know what's happened to that guy, but you might want to check it out."
Like my clients, some of them have been assholes because I have not told them specifically what's happened to me. I just tell them I'm gonna have some surgery and I can't finish your tax returns right now. And some of them are like, "I'm sorry, you're sick. Can you do my tax return?" And I want to tell them, "Come over to my house and see how I'm doing, and I'll do your tax return and just hit send, and let's see what happens at the IRS." God, but it's okay.
They do not have the bargaining chips in this case.
Let me just have surgery and get my brain pushed back into the hole. Then I'll get back to work. It's gonna be okay. Everything's extended. Just settle down. I can do Zoom meetings laying on my back. It's okay. It's actually okay. It's fine.
Does anyone
That's
take
good.
Excopri?
Oh.
That's one
From
of the
the
ones I
first,
haven't taken.
Oh, I had
I've
something here.
decided,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've just got an increase and it's making me really tired. Just
Oh,
like napping a lot and but like sometimes I probably said this before. I don't know if it's like perimenopause and Exopry or just Exopry or I don't know because it's like the last 3 months have been like really extreme for me. And so I think it's probably a combo. I don't know. My
Yeah,
brain's slow today. I'm tired.
no, that
well,
happens. A lot of factors
I get
contribute.
it.
So
Your hand is up, Toaster?
Yes. So I've been on Xcopri for about 4 years now. I was a part of trials. So then I actually do not know, well, then I didn't know if I was on the placebo or if I was actually on Xcopri. Later I found out I was on the placebo. Um, and then I then I get the real medication.
how did
And
that
I've
work for you?
had a sleeping disorder since I was a teenager child. Um, I have sleep paralysis. It's absolutely terrifying,
oh
and
man.
it's it's just terrifying. Um, but I had a sleep study done, and which was funny because I, you find out that those can be a type of seizure.
Oh,
Yeah, I can imagine.
I gotta write that down because I think I'm having the same thing. Just where there's like times where for some reason I'm awake and I can't move and I can't talk. And when I finally get it out, it's a scream at the top of my lungs. And then everyone's like, "Are you all right?"
No, you're
Yeah, I
not.
don't understand it. It's been happening for a while, but I'm usually sleeping alone lately. So
That's
can't
no
turn over and
fun,
tell
Cookie.
someone.
I sleep alone too, though I, well, no, I have a schnauzer, but I don't think that counts.
Is it amazing? Right. Sleeping alone is great.
Sometimes I feel like sleeping alone would be better because last night I kept waking my wife up every few minutes. I felt so bad. I was like, I feel like sleeping on the couch. Give you a good night's sleep at least.
Yeah, I got a lot of space here. I
Mm,
like rolling over.
But the
right.
tiredness of the Xcopri, that combined with the Ambien is absolutely glorious. I'm sorry, it is. I know I will sound like a druggie, but it is glorious. In about 30 minutes, it doesn't matter where I am. I can be on the couch, I can be on the recliner, I can be in my bed. I am out for the next 8 to 10 hours and nothing will wake me up.
Okay, I've got a question concerning ex-copre. Come the beginning of July, I've got a doctor's appointment, and I've first of all I've talked to all my coworkers, and I told them after my seizure, I've been having problems concerning my Capra. So I asked them all about my whether or not I'm aggressive, whether or not I say things that upset people, so on and so forth, because I need to know, because I don't see the problems that much myself. So, my doctor wants me to change from Keppra to Excoprin. And I think I mentioned this before, but he wants me to change immediately and without tapering off of Keppra.
Yes.
That ain't happening.
Oof.
That ain't
Yeah,
happening.
that's no good.
That
So,
could
but
be
anyway, I
very-
have decided I'm going to get rid of the Keppra. But again, the Excoprin, I mean, I've heard some negative things, but I've heard positive things as well. And I know we're all different. But and I've even told this to other people online that, hey, we're all different, and if this medication isn't working for you, there's lots and lots of medication that you can try, but that's between you and neurologist.
So the
So
motivation
that's
of
where I am right now. I
switching
don't know where to
from
go. And I've been epileptic for what, 50 years? Right now, I'm taking lamotrigine and leviatricactem.
Keppra.
Yeah.
That's that's what I call it. So
Funny trying to hear the pharmacist say that too.
oh, I have friends that can say it that have no idea about
Oh,
epilepsy,
geez.
but
And
they can
say
look
it.
at it and they know what it is. You know,
And
they can
always
read
says it
it. They
right.
don't know what it is. They can pronounce it.
Levetiracetam.
That's
There
stuff.
you go.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
stuff.
Keppra.
Well, all
always
we have to
gonna
do is
stick with
ask
Keppra.
Ann. She's taken all of this stuff a couple times. So
Oh my God. Right now I'm taking the dog out, so I'm taking y'all with me.
I already forgot what you said, so that's
Let
out the window.
rest and
There you go.
So Tom, when what you're saying, the reason for getting off of Keppra is that you're speaking to directly?
more abruptly.
You're a Jehovah's Witness, isn't that like in your blood?
So it is, but I'm supposed to be nice. Right?
Still getting to the point, you
Okay,
know.
but no, I'm talking about at work.
Okay, but it's a consistent enough statement. You think that it's not just somebody, talking shit?
No, because I asked since now they know that I'm epileptic and it causes my seizures. I just asked them bluntly, this is the medication I'm on. These are the side effects that come with the medication. And I would like to ask all of you to help me out because I don't see the side effects myself. And my wife does. In fact, my
I would
wife
just be suspicious to make such a major change that could have some detrimental effects based
Right,
on
especially without
coworkers'
tapering.
opinions.
well, that's why I wanted, I'm not going to make any changes until I sit down with this gentleman, this neurologist who I've never met except for on a video conference.
Okay, and you know how to get the vibe of whether this neurologist is actually interested in treating you.
Right. Since my epileptologist, she's no longer in Kaiser. She found another practice somewhere. So I've got a neurologist who, my understanding, he's not going to be around that much longer. So,
This is
have any of you ever heard of a neurologist that is what do you call not a trainee, but people that go from job to
A
job.
resident?
Who? A
Like
temp.
a resident?
Temp. Yeah. I've never heard of anything like that.
yeah.
A neurologist that works temporarily from different places.
Well, it sounds like
Okay.
those just tend to be short-term assignments. They have a different contract essentially
Right,
Yeah.
than
right.
the full-time employees.
It just
And
scares me.
well, it's not new to me because of the RNS, the implant.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of doctors that only, that specialized or that had experience with the implants, and they were at It was a couple different hospitals on the West Coast, but I've only lived in Florida since the RNS.
Well,
So I have seen a lot of different people at the same facility, and that's
I
what
guess
got me
I
familiar
have to
with temps.
change my attitude here, because when I had my brain surgery 15 years ago, one of my brain surgeons came from China. So, I mean, he didn't come here for me, mind you, no, but he just happened to be at the university, and he was one of the surgeons. But so anyway,
Well, I'm glad it went well.
well, I guess we could say that I'm still having seizures, and again,
No, but we know about what can go wrong in an open surgery like that.
right,
Yeah.
right, and I've got a VNS.
There you go.
And I've gone through pretty much all the older uh, uh, seizure medications, everything from phenobarb to um, the Mictal, and
About
the
Dilantin, have you done
Mictal
that one?
isn't all that new either, is it?
I don't
Oh, Michel's
know.
been around. I think the Lanton's the next like fave on the
Oh,
top three.
phenobarb and Dilantin were my first two.
Yeah,
There you go.
Dilantin, that one worked the best for me, but it made my gums just ridiculously overswollen.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's why I stopped doing mine, because my dentist said, Tom, you're losing um
yeah,
bone. And I'm like, well, this isn't working. So
right.
What's up,
Right.
Pookie?
That's one I was happy to get off of after my RNS surgery.
Right. I got something here. The reason I asked about Excopri, it says, does anyone take Excopri? We veered a little left after I asked the question, but here's something else. It says, my neurologist just prescribed me it as a last resort medication, considering that I've been on almost every anticonvulsant and 2 different benzos and have a VNS device. Yet nothing seems to work anymore for me since I got the mRNA vaccine. My epilepsy keeps on getting worse, and I have no idea what to do anymore. I was just curious if anyone else had an experience with this medication. Oh yeah, and after I got that vaccine, I still got COVID. Asymptomatically, anyone else have to deal with this? While I was dealing with COVID, I went into status epilepticus and had 3 seizures that lasted almost 5 minutes each. I had to get taken to the hospital to find out I had COVID. If I didn't go, I would have never known I got COVID. My neurologist was so upset that she told me she felt like she had let me down by allowing me to get that vaccine at all. No booster shots for this girl. Any advice? And for those who took Excopri, any advice?
I've got nothing to say yet.
All
That
right.
vaccine, I mean, seizures prompted by vaccines is definitely not an exclusive issue. That's always happened to me.
It's not exclusive. It's never happened to me, thank God. My dad, when he gets vaccines, does get a migraine almost every single time. The COVID vaccines nearly wiped him out as bad as COVID would have. Oh, I thought.
Did
Okay,
anyone
he
get
acted that way. He
anyone
never
get
had to be
seizures from
ventilated.
COVID?
Nope.
What?
Did anyone get more seizures like during the pandemic? Because I did. My seizures went back up like during the pandemic. They kind of got worse, and I didn't even have the shot for some reason. I just kept having seizures.
I got the first I guess you can say batch of COVID when it first came to the States, and I was an epileptic. But from what I'm reading, temporal lobe epilepsy can result in high fevers and viruses you may have had or any illnesses. And COVID was the highest fever I ever had. And I was floored for like that week. Like everybody was really worried about me. I even told my dad, I think I told y'all I wanted to be a medical professional. I told my dad to leave the groceries Do not come inside my apartment, leave the groceries outside. He didn't listen because I said, whatever this is really contagious. And sure enough, it was COVID.
So
I
you
don't
had
think
that
it's
first
the
round, but you're positive that the seizures were from the illness, not the first round of vaccines.
I think it was the first COVID only
Like
because
the variation,
yes,
first variation of it.
Strain or variant or whatever they
I
call
think it's
it.
the first,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it was the first strain because of how bad I reacted to it. Because I get the vaccines now with no issue. I've never really
Oh, okay.
had an issue with vaccines. I get them now, but I will say my boyfriend came from Japan and gave it to me 3 months ago. So that was fun. And I did not get the vaccine like I planned on. So
I would trust it coming from outside the States, honestly.
you're right. He said he saw people coughing on a plane without a mask. And I'm like, you didn't consider, He was like, I'm so sorry. And he gave me Paxlovid, and we did not do our research. So FYI, do not take Paxlovid. But I took it August. The first I took Paxlovid another time when I was already diagnosed with epilepsy, and I was only on lamotrigine and had no issues. And then 2 years later, we know. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
only
just
the first
well, just for
COVID
reference, the
vaccine
Paxlovid
is
was
what gave me.
yeah, go ahead.
I was
Is
just
there
saying
a,
the first COVID vaccine was the only one that made me have any seizures.
8 seizures, you said?
Only the first, like the first round of vaccines is the only one that did anything for me.
Okay. Anyone else?
I just read something on one of our messages here that somebody's having problems getting their prescription filled with Excapre. Is this going to be a problem I might run into? If I
Supply and
change?
demand. Absolutely, supply and demand. So it's plan ahead. Melissa, right now, do you have a backup? Have you called other pharmacies? Have you asked them where is the closest location? If it's a Walgreens or a CVS or something?
It's not necessarily the pharmacy. I was doing just fine until my doctor decided to increase it. So now they're like having miscommunication between the pharmacy and the doctor, of like how much I'm supposed to be taking and like when I'm gonna run out.
Right.
And since it's a controlled substance, they can't just refill it whenever. It's like you have to show them your ID, and it's like a big mess. I don't know if it's like that in other states, but they
I would
only
be
do that.
thinking it's before the end of the business day. The doctor has to send the prescription to that pharmacy.
Well, they
And
already sent them the prescription, but it was written in a way that the pharmacy can't give me my medicine yet, because they were like, well, we were going to tell you to turn in what you have, and we'll give you the new dosage now. And I'm like, well,
so the Schedule 5 getting in the way.
I've been taking the increase with the medicine I have for 2 weeks now, because that's what the doctor told me to. And the doctor never called in the prescription to begin with.
Well, I'm from a big
Okay.
city, so I've never had problems, getting a prescription filled. I'm on a mail-in, my prescription comes through the mail.
But Tom, the transition here, what Melissa's going through is definitely going to be relevant to your case too, because as you're those
Controlled
tiers, whatever they call.
substance, and it makes it totally different.
Exactly, because for that first month, you'll only be taking so many milligrams for like the first 2 weeks and then up in the dose from that. So they might even have to change like the size of the capsules or the
Right.
tablets. So the
My
way that
Keppra,
doctor sends it in is really, really important. And that's unfortunately, Melissa, what you might just have to call back the doctor's office and let them know this was not intelligible, that it wasn't written correctly or clear enough. And now, so this isn't a supply issue for you. This is only because of how the doctor
No.
wrote the prescription.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
okay.
I take also Keppra and Lamictal, and that comes in the mail. And that's easy peasy. It just gets
Right,
sent to
right,
me every
okay.
3 months, a 3-month supply, but they won't do
Right.
Xcopri through the mail because it's a controlled substance and you can only get 1 month supply at a time.
I was
You
going to
can
ask
get-
Mike, because I'm getting these, you know, as you all know, when they up your prescription, they only give you 2 weeks at a time or something.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe because it's a fairly new drug, maybe he's got some.
But you get that 2 weeks because of how it's written. So that's what was ordered by the physician. Court, what do you
Right.
got?
Maybe the physician might have some um
I know they have samples because they gave me
samples. Thank
samples
you
to
very much.
begin with. They gave me samples, so in an emergency, I can just go over there and say, "Hey, because you guys didn't do this right, I have nothing and I need it."
Right.
I
What were
got
you gonna say,
something
Courtney?
here.
Oh, Courtney and Jocelyn had their hand up for a minute.
Go ahead.
I just started Xcopri actually. I'm on my 150 milligram interval. I don't want to say prescription because I know it feels like. Anyway, I realized that so I have been seeing with my pharmacist. I was taking lacosamide. I am still taking lacosamide, but I am titrating down since I'm adding Xcopri. I didn't get my 50 milligrams filled right. Like Walgreens has been late with everything messing up. So I have 250 milligrams of lacosamide and they didn't fill the 50 milligrams correct. So I was asking, like begging them, can you please just give me 2 tablets for the day? Like, because it's a controlled substance, right? And so they were like, no, from what I understand, and by law, you can ask for a very minimum amount of controlled substance that is considered a controlled substance, and it's up to the pharmacist to be like, yeah, yeah, or nay. But one way to get around controlled substances supply is to ask for a different dosage. They have to fill it if it's a different dosage. That's what I learned recently when they messed up my lacosamide supply. So maybe see if you can get a different dosage. So go from 50 to 100 instead, or 100 to 50, depending on how much you need.
My question was kind of related because Walgreens is messing everything up here too. Oh, so I want to switch pharmacies, but like, so my question was related to anyone who was decided to do the mail order pharmacy. But my issue with the mail order is sometimes they mail it to the wrong address because that happened to me. And then I'm like, so then I call the pharmacy and I'm like, you guys mailed it to the wrong address, and they're like, well, you have to talk to the pharmacist to figure this out. And I'm like, dude,
The pharmacist doesn't mail it out.
I'm like, dude, it's gonna take me 24 hours and I need it now because you guys delayed this. So I like don't know what to do. Has anyone had it work with the mail order?
Centerwell Pharmacy does mail me a Schedule 4. Right now.
What is a Schedule 4?
Clobazam. Xcopri's a Schedule 5. So
Okay.
I don't know if maybe
All
the
right.
standards are different for that,
I'm not
but
able to
it is still a
drive.
controlled substance. And that's I'm
I
on
know. I have to
Centerwell
get a
with
controlled substance. I'm not able to drive, so I'm not able to walk right now because of the CSF leak. So I have to have people. Anyways, okay, I'll talk to someone here. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I just switched to CSF
I hope that
because,
helps.
or not CSF, CVS. Sorry, because of problems I've been having with Walgreens.
Yeah, I think I know, and the local. It used to be that the places that were owned like kind of locally were good because it'd be like a local place, but they all got bought out and shut down. So
oh geez.
yeah, no, I'll figure it out. I appreciate that. I'm gonna move away from Walgreens. Thank you guys. That helps.
Yes, there are definitely alternatives. So where were you going with this one, Pookie?
So I got something here that says, how do you cope? 18 years old. Not trying to be political. Been more frequent seizures since 2021. They flared back up in 2024. Just the past weekend, I had another seizure, this time 2 hours from home, and it left physical reminders for this past week. I landed flat on my face. I may be sounding like a wuss, but when I say this, but every single time I've had it since they've started back up in 2021, I find myself completely entrenched in tears. I've been trying so hard to tell myself that everyone around me is supporting me, that they're doing everything they can to find the right meds and figure out how I can live with this. Everything about my future sounds so scary. I don't know if I'll be able to drive, as if I didn't already feel useless and behind everyone else. They're so unpredictable, and so I feel helpless. My question is, how do you all cope with it? People who have struggled with it for years. I find myself instantly in a state of deep depression, and like my life will be sandbagged because of it. I'm not trying to be a trauma dump, but what do you do? I'm just at my lowest I've ever been right now. I got kids.
I've never driven, and I've always just accepted the fact I'm epileptic and I don't feel comfortable driving because I appreciate life. I appreciate other people's lives. But then again, I've had a lot of people shoot me down quickly because that's your opinion. So
yeah,
it's a good opinion.
Thank you. I believe so myself.
Same way. I have a 2007 car, car that's from 2007. It only has 90,000 miles on it, and I bought it new, so I obviously don't like to drive anyways.
Jeff, how do you cope?
You put one foot in front of the other and you keep moving. How do you cope? You have seizures, they suck, and then you get over them.
Right.
And you move on. I don't know how else to explain it.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It's but I had one last night or this morning, 3:00 this morning. And you just you hurt, and your body hurts and your head hurts, and you just keep going.
I like how you said one foot in front of the other. That's a good one.
Yeah.
With
I mean,
me,
like you said to me, like I said to you, I was going to be late today after 4. I had a massage scheduled and I canceled it because I just couldn't lay on a table for an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Once I got that headache, I don't want to do anything. Maybe just avoid people sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you said one foot in front of the other. But yeah, I had kids. I got to be here for my kids. Yeah, I'd hate to leave.
Well, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't want them to ever just need me and I'm not there. So
right,
that's a big thing.
My stronger advice, if you're feeling worse than you've ever felt before, I think everyone should be in therapy. Not just people who are depressed, but everyone. But especially people who are depressed. I have therapy and I need it. So I would recommend that. Sounds like you probably also need a psychiatrist, honestly, but I would start with therapist, see what your therapist says you need. And I think that would be a big help too. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to go to therapy.
I really like what Tom said about valuing other people's lives. That is the only reason why I'm not really just stuck on feeling bad about driving. The one thing I do hate is that I was a very active person. And I think that's the double-edged sword of it, is that I'm probably too active. I just can't, I gotta learn to slow down. Like, I think I talked about this the last time. The motive and the thing that people are saying around me is, Court, sit your ass down. Like, that is what people have to tell me, because I would go and do a million things. Told you I traveled 3 countries by myself. I'm so mad at myself. I couldn't tell if I had a seizure or a nap yesterday. That's how active I was. I gotta stop that. I really don't know how. I'm an active friend. I can't be there for my friends. But then again, I'm getting a test on who my true friends are because who's showing up for me. So that's been great. And then I went to the doctor's office. I went to lunch outside at a coffee shop. And then I Ubered home. And then I decided to play outside with my dogs. And then I decided to wash my hair. It's a lot of hair up here. And then I was like, did I take a nap and have a seizure? Please, y'all, help hold me accountable. Like that's, I'm sorry, the more I say things aloud, that's ridiculous. Girl, you do not know if you had a seizure or had a nap. Like I had to really think about it just now because I woke up and I was like, okay, I know I had a nap for real this time.
But that's not exclusive. Once again, that is why we get cameras. In-home cameras will let you be by yourself and have proof of exactly that, whether it was just a nap or you were off doing something.
Get an nanny cam.
That's the thing though. I only have the focal seizures now, and my focal seizures is me going to bed, like sleep. Like I told you what happened the last time on my Zoom call at work. I'm thinking I'm going to bed. They had a fun time. Anyway, I was on my couch, like cuddle up under my blanket after I washed my hair, and I was like, did I nap or did I seize? Like whatever. But the more I think about it, it might have really been closer to a nap, only because I took one intentionally because I made myself go into bed and I woke up. I just don't remember falling asleep, I think is the problem. I think not remembering when I fell asleep is what's confusing me. But yeah.
Yeah, so if you could remember being in the room. It's not like the last thing you remember was in the kitchen and then you're in bed like 3 hours later waking up.
Yeah, no, my focal seizures don't last, like they last about 30 minutes, which is a nap. So it's like really a new game of like chess I'm playing with myself. And I just, for sure, I made sure I laid in the bed. I said, I do not disturb for an hour. Like when I said hit those checklists, I know what they are. So that helps too.
Has multitasking been a little bit closer to get one thing done before moving on to the next task? That is something that might make a difference, because when I was negotiating, navigating that.
Helpful. What, can you help me a little bit understand that?
Well, when I was navigating a lot of multitasking and doing 3 things at once, we want to do this project, but I got to get this cleared off to shampoo the carpets and then, change the light bulb in the bathroom. That stuff was all, waking up wanting to do all that. First, starting off by, making a list. Easy as saying, hey, Siri, remind me tomorrow at 9 a.m. every hour to do this. And then it would put it automatically on the reminder app. So that way I didn't even have to lift a finger to get that reminder. And then I made sure that once I set like all my reminders for 9 in the morning, I would just do one at a time instead of putting a dog in the bathtub, letting her getting her to the conditioner point and then turning around to change the bulb and then forget, it's actually happened where I forgot her.
That makes sense.
That's what I mean. I don't multitask now as much as making sure one thing is totally done before I cross it off the list.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that, because I think I'm going to have to start doing it. Because like I said, I've lived a life of going set 3 tasks and I'm like alternating between the 3 to get all of it done because my plate's always been so full. This is the first time I'm actually like relieved of so many things. And I literally have to force myself to slow down. Like I'm learning how to slow down. And I never thought that would be something that's happening in this society at this time with job, with like life in general. So yes, Kate, like that's super helpful. That's like that would teach me how to slow down even more with a level of awareness. So thank you.
Yeah, I think the reminder app will definitely help. Just be careful as you take it on in the kitchen, because I got a lot of scars from when I was learning how to slow down.
Oh no.
Right.
Yeah, that was a big thing. My doctor literally sent me to a program for epileptics to learn about things you can do for memory, which made me feel ridiculous, but that was a thing that they taught me, was to slow down and do one thing at a time. So that was a big thing. The other big thing was literally to talk to yourself, because that helps you remember things. So like walking around, this is where I'm putting my phone. And then that helps you remember where you put your phone, because there are like multiple things in your brain that are thinking about that. It's like you see where you put it, you said where you put it, you felt where you put it. There are like multiple things in your body. So those are two big things.
Stimulate that brain.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't work for me because I can say that to myself and I forget what I said. So
But
I got
anyway,
that
if that
too.
helps anyone, those are two big things I learned. Slow down, do one thing at a time, talk to yourself.
Oh,
yeah,
Pookie,
it's
where
like
that comes from, that might come in handy though, because if you do that every day for a month, maybe one of those days it won't go away.
it's like if I be like, oh, I put my phone on the counter, I'm gonna remember counter, and then I'm gonna be thinking, what am I supposed to be doing on this counter? I'm probably be standing there looking at my phone, thinking about the counter. What is it am I supposed to do with the counter? So that's how bad my memory is. Like the phone will be sitting there and I knew I was supposed to be doing something on this counter. Probably move the phone out of the way and still thinking stuff.
Look
Yeah.
underneath your phone for whatever it was.
Right. Memory is horrible.
Yeah.
Probably put the phone in my pocket. I'm still looking at the calendar. Like, but yeah, sitting
What's up,
stuff and
Toaster?
talking to myself doesn't work. But for phone numbers, it works because like if somebody tells me a phone number, I got to keep saying it to myself until I find something to write it on my phone to type it in. Because once someone says a full number, I forget the first 3 digits. I'm like, what's your area code? I remember the last 4, 2 something, this. But yeah, talking to myself doesn't actually work. It works for some people. I'm not saying don't do it. I feel you, Reese. Do what works for you. What
Try
works for you.
singing. Try singing.
Yes.
And Toaster, I was gonna call you. I said
Okay. Yes. My mom, when I was younger, had to make up because I also have ADHD. I mean, bad ADHD. Um, when I was younger, so that also causes memory problems and skipping. My brain goes skips from one
Well, I
thing to
thought
the
you
other. The
meant
only thing
you
I can do
skipping.
really is hyper focus sometimes, and usually that's when I'm writing. Now I'm skipping again. Sorry. Um, ADHD. My mom taught me how to remember my address. My name is Leah Fleming, and this is my address. 7829 Chloe Circle. That's not where I live anymore. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Do what we gotta
But
do.
I remember the song.
Right, there you go.
But
Like
I
learning your
remember the
ABCs, right?
song.
I always think about that when they made Pluto not a planet anymore. Like, not only is that rude to Pluto, it ruins how I remember the order of planets. It's my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas. If she didn't serve us pizzas, then it doesn't work.
She served us. Apparently now
But
it's supposed to be
I actually
nachos.
have some good news. Well, actually, no. I'm going to skip back. My memory is so bad I cannot take more than one instruction at a time, and that came into fruition yesterday. There was a family class at Taekwondo, and my son and I did the family class. Now, I did Taekwondo when I was a kid. I'm 35. I am no longer 12.
Get back into it.
Yes. But they tried to teach us the white belt form, and I could not do it without one of the random black belts that he had stationed around the rooms came and showed me step by step. And then she said, "Your turn." And I couldn't remember what the first step was.
Don't go back to that dojo. That's
Oh no, it's my son's
pitiful
dojo. I
excuse
love
for a
that dojo. We were laughing.
I don't
Master
know. I'm just
Wilson,
biased against Taekwondo.
Master Wilson says he will work with me individually. And
Okay.
yes.
I would be suspicious of those motivations too, but again, I'm just
No.
biased against Taekwondo.
No,
I'm
no.
just messing with you.
Let's put it this way. I know him from when I was a kid. He has he taught under Master Strickland, who was my instructor as a kid. He also instructed with Master Dang, who was also an instructor at the same place. I know him. And we were laughing. I fell flat on my face during one of the exercises. And he thought I was going to go into a seizure. I was going to have a fallout seizure. It's like, are you sure you're fine? Yes. And then he's like, fine, get up. I didn't hear yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir. See?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's gruff, but you know it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'm not sure I can describe it without writing it. That makes no sense.
That is definitely like your thing.
Yeah, that's
Writing
your
those
thing.
stories are incredible. Whatever you can't express one way, you can definitely put it into a story.
I love it. You got. I'm sorry. I have.
You are brilliant.
I have taken to writing down things from the
Keep it
podcast.
up. That's awesome.
And sometimes I feel horrible though because I don't mean to like split your. Has anyone ever had their videos posted without their consent?
Not yet.
No, but I'm looking forward to see how Pookie edits that one where I fell out on camera.
Oh,
there's not much to edit because the camera's not recording you until you start talking. So.
Oh no! I know you. I know. I know it's going in a podcast. I meant when I first started having seizures. Someone recorded my seizure.
I was talking about Kate when she said.
Yeah, he was replying to me.
Her part.
Yeah, about editing me out. So when did you get recorded without your consent or knowledge?
Out in Las Vegas.
That's happened.
Yeah.
I think that place has a reputation.
Yes. That was but it was for a seizure, not for something oh dear. My mind went wrong.
It happens. Don't worry. Nobody heard Girls Gone Wild. What were you saying, Court?
That reminded me of something, is one of the reasons why I got on here was the whole regulation thing. Okay, so have you guys heard about your parasympathetic nervous system working against like your autonomic nervous system? Y'all know I'm about to become the annoying science girl, so I'm sorry. Have y'all heard of that? Okay, I appreciate your support always. Okay.
First time I heard of it is when you just said it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So dysregulated nervous system. Who's gonna say something? Oh, okay. So your nervous system, depending on how traumatized you are, I'm pretty traumatized, may have never went back to the form that's most convenient and helpful through, yes, the vagus nerve, boom. That's all a part of it. So with that said is, if it's dysregulated, you're going to have all these problems. And so one of the main things is your vagus nerve is not stimulated as well, or overly stimulated, or it is not correctly used within the body. So with that said, we all know what drives our seizures, right? The vagus. So one thing I was talking and reading about last night, I'm like, why isn't there a focus for us to really work on our vagus nerve as well as working on our seizures? There's such a huge disconnect. And I don't understand why. Like, 30% of epileptics supposedly do have PNS seizures, like PNS. So that's one thing I'm gonna do is probably try to work on my vagus nerve and see how much that helped me. I think I've told you guys before, I went 10-day seizures free when I was intentionally working on it. And then my parents pissed me off by not wanting to check on my sister in a car accident. And I got triggered and I got mad because my trauma, and I don't mind talking about this, the trauma in my family is that the older adults do not look out for the children. Like there's some things that I have an aunt that choked her autistic teenager. I snapped. And I'm not like the eldest adult in my family. Like, why is this a thing? And nobody did anything but me, which I reported her to CPS rather than getting a felony because I will fight for a child. So my whole thing is that it seems like mine are surrounded about seeing children not being protected, taken care of. So the first time I had a seizure after being 10 months seizure free was that. And then the second time when I intentionally went 10 months seizure free, I'm sorry, I wish I went 10 days seizure free, was until my sister was in a bad accident and I don't think she got this care and support she should have. So I'm like, when I'm on vacation, 0 seizures, guys. I'm not even kidding. It's when I step back foot in Dallas, y'all. So that's my little tangent. It's something to consider because we all know where your VNS devices are connected to. Is your vagus nerve. So all I'm saying is someone who cares about us and cares about epilepsy and then is the annoying psych major who needs to use that degree for something is that please consider your vagus nerve when this shit is happening, because I know we're all over it. I'm tired of like being like, God damn, I gotta stay home today. I can't do this. I can't cook like I used to. I was a huge cook. I was gonna have a food business, but I totally changed my mind. But yes, that's what I was gonna ask about the dysregulation of the nervous system. There is a lot of talk about this from holistic psychologists that are looking into this. So please consider that. There's even this YouTube video I followed with yoga before bed, and I slept like crazy well. And the next day I forgot I had epilepsy, which says a lot. So I am hoping this is something we could consider. Pookie mentioned when I was talking to him, I'm the person who posted about, hey, y'all be stressed and just C's only. Like that was me posting about it. So,
I know that was you.
So yeah, this is my follow-up on that. Please take care of yourself. That's what vagus nerve is. Like maybe start after your shower, take a cold 2-minute shower because that will stimulate your vagus nerve. Like we can start there. So yeah.
Okay, so just a summary of what the scientist is saying is that regulating the vagus nerve helps keep the sympathetic and parasympathetic system balanced.
Are you
okay? And the examples that you're giving us are ways of stimulating that vagus nerve. Okay, I understand.
Okay, did you look it up too?
There's too much. There's too much to sum it up. So I just wanted to see how it was coordinated.
Articles or anything, so I'm about to link it, and I thought if you were a step ahead of me, feel free to.
I mean, I just don't like how the AI overview is. I mean, I would go for probably one of the NIH articles, but that never really gives you the whole story. And then if you want a more recent one, they want you to pay like $60 for it, and yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. But that did remind me of something else. Somebody posted this week about the something acronym TENS, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. And I don't remember if it was the post or a question, but what I'm seeing is that individuals with pacemakers, epilepsy, or those in throes of pregnancy are advised against electrical nerve stimulation as a treatment. And I guess maybe some studies are still testing that. What are you saying, Anne? Were you the one?
Yeah. First, I'm going to hit that the TENS because of my neck and my shoulder, and I've used TENS for my lumbar spine. I wanted to use it for my neck and my shoulder. So I know my physical therapist on a very good level, and I asked her, I'm like, should I do that? And she's like, no, you can't go above your armpits with a TENS because you have epilepsy. So that was probably some of the best advice I ever had. because I noticed looking back on like my journals, like when I'd be working in the garden and I was sore and I would put that TENS unit on my right shoulder, within the next day or two, I was having a seizure. And I sat there and did this email and sent it to her. And she's like, you know what? Thank you. Because yeah, I didn't even realize that I was actually triggering seizures with my TENS unit up on my shoulder. And, so those of us, PWE, people with epilepsy, do not use a TENS unit above your axillary level, your armpits. The vagal nerve stimulation, Court, I'm telling you, this was the best thing a physical therapist ever taught me. And there's so many different ways to do it. My favorite for myself, because of how my vagal nerve is affected, because I have brachial plexus syndrome, I would just, do like a few box breathing inhales. And then on the last exhale, I would exhale deeper and longer and do like the open mouth and pull my neck back and just, and what it does, and you can see, yeah, butterfly taps, you can see how it stimulates that nerve and that spasm goes away. And the more I do it, and I'll do that before bed too, but there's so many different exercises that you can do. But yes, the vagal nerve stimulation is excellent. Yeah.
So can I ask, are you saying, Ann, that the vagus nerve stimulator, the VNS, is not a good thing?
No, it is a good thing, but I don't have it yet. So I can do.
Okay, I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood
but we can do, even any of us, even if you do have it, you can do breathing exercises and different stretches and positions that will help stimulate that nerve. And then staying emotionally regulated is huge. Okay, can I say huge? It was, that sympathetic parasympathetic bridge that I burned down and I had to rebuild it. So losing that emotional and mental regulation, that really messed up my parasympathetic response. So that's where I say therapy. I'm the one you see, therapy. And I hated hearing it. I'm not going to lie. It's like, oh, I don't need therapy. Oh yeah, I did. And I wish I had done it a couple decades ago. But keeping all of that in balance, taking care of your vagal nerve if you don't have a VNS, to me, that became even more important, knowing those exercises and learning how to do that for myself. So yeah, good topic. Thanks, Court.
Hey, and quick question. When you say TENS, what are you referencing? Because I want to make sure.
Yeah, the transcutaneous electrostimulation. Usually used for pain management. Okay. Yeah, for 10.
I was taking weights. I was like, I can't put dumbbells. Like, hold on. Because that's my next thing. I'm trying to start working out again. Because from what I understand, that's also helpful. Work exercises.
Yeah. Yeah. Check out Graceful Body Works. Just Google it. That's my daughter. But yeah, she works with women only. And this is one of the things that we experience in perimenopause as well. Our muscles stiffen and they tighten. And the more that we do, and resistance training is the best way to maintain bone density and muscle plasticity. So, and all of that. So yeah, we have to take care of ourselves. And I may be a chubby little garden gnome, but yeah, I scare the guys in the neighborhood. I really do. I took down a tree the other day. Yeah.
And I don't want to get too personal by any means, but growing up or any kind of way, have you had really anything traumatic to happen to you in general?
Like, oh yeah, I topped the ACE. Okay, I'm full score on ACE. If you know what that means, what is it? ACE, acute childhood experiences or something like that. It's like childhood trauma, and it's a measurement of certain traumas, and they give you a number score. And I don't remember my score. All I know is the psychiatrist said you have a full score on ACE, as high as you can go. my mother died when I was 5. My dad remarried. My stepmother, her sister, wasn't paying attention at an intersection, and we were T-boned in a adverse childhood. Thanks, Kate. We were T-boned in a station wagon. That's where my seizures started. And growing up, you know, literally, I was being stuffed in closets and thrown out in the rain if I showed any sign of a seizure, because my stepmother didn't want to have anything to do with it. A lot of physical abuse, which showed some more spots, you know, more scarring in my brain from that abuse. So yeah, I had a really bad, really tough childhood, but that was then, and this is now. And it takes a lot of therapy to put that down, especially when those people are still in your life in one way or another. So, you know, it was something that I had to really look at myself and recently, and this is going to make me cry because it was a moment with my daughter. And I'm like, we talk to each other in song lyrics all the time. You'll hear me do it. And we were just having a conversation about things that she's up to and this and that. And she's like, I'm just getting to know what I really want. And I'm like, well, hello, me, meet the real me and my misfit way of life. And that's a song by, the band is called Megadeth. And the song is called Mr. Self-Destruct. And we just sat back and I'm like, motherfucker. I just met myself. I really didn't have a chance to know who I was until just a few years ago, because I got married too young. I had a traumatic childhood, then trauma, undiagnosed epilepsy, more trauma, single mother, trauma. Hello, me, meet the real me, you know, and I had some major changes and major shifts in my mindset to get what I needed. And it wasn't any malicious or nefarious way. It was, no, I need to really, really buckle down and put my boots on, you know. But that's it, the adverse childhood experiences and all that trauma, that tends to come out in between cluster seizures during postictal, you know, it causes postictal psychosis. And it's been misunderstood as everything else until I sat that doctor down and said, here we go, this is what I've experienced. And it turns out it's like, you are a very interesting case because you're aware of what's been happening, you know. And it's like, yeah, okay, here we are. Hello, me, meet the real me. But yeah, we have to look at all the whole being of who we are. And separating our mind from our brain, it was never a good idea. Or our brain from our body, never a good idea. We are one being, and we have to treat ourselves that way. You know, I needed my mind a little more focused on the positive. And, you know, I'm still struggling because, yeah, I mean, I think I'm still glitching. I may have had a couple focals this morning. I don't know. Get a nanny cam. I was in the basement. I did put the lawnmower away. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't a good time. So yeah, you know, all that trauma, and I totally forgot your question, but it affects us. It affected me in the intensity of my seizures and the intensity of the interictal when I was clustering. And that was the first thing that I noticed. But I'm like, yeah, wow, this is me. Okay, I have to deal with it. And yeah, anything I can do to not make it worse, especially if I can do that without medication, that's even better. But yeah, and I totally forgot your question because I've got a dog that wants me and I cannot keep up with both chat and video. I don't know, you guys, but yeah. And Reese is feeling off. Yeah. But yeah, I can't say enough for the fact that I'm learning some yoga. I'm learning, you know, different skills, different breathing exercises to help with that vagal nerve, because I don't have a VNS yet. but I'm pretty confident that's something that will help me. I really, really do think it would. So
Makes sense. That's the reason why I asked that is because I might be tiptoeing back to the medical field, only because I don't think there's enough inclusion on the parasympathetic nervous system in us. That is driving me crazy now. Like, I've been sitting here reading, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense, because most of the people I talk to, or there's, of course, there's genetics that play a role in this. There's other things that play a role in this, TBI and things like that. So, however, the cases that are maybe surrounded by exposure and growing up could be a huge, huge influence that is not really investigated enough. Unfortunately, I think the medical field in America is all about financing and band-aid jobs, because things are about fast cases, not just because people want money, they just want fast solutions that may not even last or nor been really thoroughly investigated to see what are the later factors. So that's why I asked you. My issue is I'm a parentified adult. I had to basically raise myself. The adults in my family, they call me for advice. I just so I it's kind of shocking to have somebody, to kind of witness that thing. And then there were some things I did report or told them that I needed more help on or more guidance on, I didn't receive. So that's when I learned, like, my trigger is on, like, children not being helped, like 10 months seizure free until I found out what my aunt did to my cousin, and nobody did anything seizure. And of course, I think it's a stack of things. Like, it was probably me not sleeping as well. It's probably I wasn't eating as well. It's probably me not really investigating and taking care of myself. However, those things are what's the term I'm looking for? Mitigating factors.
Mitigating, right. And then you have the trauma response to that abandonment, which is very, very real to us.
And that's also a subconscious thing, because that's our norm, right? If you have any way of sabotaging yourself, that might be something you've heard, that might be something you secretly believe in yourself, and you purposely do it to fulfill that thought. Our brain is like such a tricky devil, and we don't realize these things to just satisfy the ego of the brain. So I think that's just something, I'm sorry, y'all, if I made this a little bit heavy, but I am wanting to, I've been wanting to look into and maybe consider to move towards, because it's such a huge deal to me to have things solved when it's kind of in your face and you're experiencing yourself. And, I come in this meeting with you all, and we're all kind of like, I did notice that. So that is something I was bringing up. So yeah, thank you so much, Ann.
Oh, you would make the best epileptologist. You would be. Putting psychology and physiology, you could. Okay, but oh yeah, oh no, the universe has plans for you, darling. I can tell.
No, please. My doctor called me her sister, just FYI. She was like, if we consider surgery, I have to think of you. You're my sister. I said, what the hell? Like, they chat with me. Like, and I'm like, no, there's no way. I'm like, yo, I don't know shit. Like, I don't believe it. Maybe that's that self-sabotage thing in the back of my head. But
well, I gotta drop, guys. I'll try and get on later.
All right, we'll be here.
All right.
Bye.
I am here to learn. That's it. Learn.
Courtney. Oh yeah.
Learn how to have confidence in yourself to re-enter the workforce, because with this shit declining medical system, there is going to be endless openings for medical professionals who are actually in it for the right reasons. And if you can get back to passing the right tests and whatnot, I chose my route, but just something to think about. What's up, Em?
Oh, no, Courtney, you said I'm just here to learn, and that would be such a wonderful thing to hear from a doctor. So I fully support you. I don't want to put pressure on you, but
there's no way you jumped in just to say that. No.
Oh, also, has anyone lost their debit card? You're right. Has anyone lost their debit card this week?
No, I haven't, but my best doctor, that was one of the first things he said. He said, I only learned so much at school. You're done when you walk away. The best education came from my patients.
Right.
So yeah, and you have that mindset and that craving. Plus, it's personal to you. I mean, I didn't find out until it wasn't too long ago that favorite neurologist of mine is actually on the spectrum. And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense to me and to us. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I got that. I love you, Court.
I love you too. I told y'all about high school, right? The internship.
Yeah, I believe so.
I was like, oh no, I can't handle blood. What epileptologist gonna say that? I was in an ENT unit. I went to a high school where I can intern my last 2 years. And I was in ENT unit seeing a day surgery, and I saw the blood and I was like, ugh. And the doctor's like, you sure she should be here? And that answered my question. So, and then Children's Hospital for Prosthetics, so I saw children with issues with their limbs and things like that. So that was another layer of it, because I thought I wanted to be a pediatrician. But that also connects, like I said, I'm very protective of children. So that's pediatrics was something I was into for that reason. However, I will lean more towards the science end of it, because if you guys know what UX research and things like that is, that's like what I do. So user experience, when y'all see something and they do like you do that research on iPhone, be like, oh, this app is totally shit. I'm the person on the back end, be like, okay, they said it was shit. Let's get a group of people and figure out why it's shitty. And then I run the numbers. I interview those people. I do those things. That's my field. But however, I am thinking about going into medical research, scientist kind of
That's
thing.
what I was gonna say. There's gotta be some kind of scientific analysis, you know all the specialties out there where you can run the numbers, not have this overwhelming patient, caseload type thing, and still get things done for people. Like actually make a difference, but from, behind the scenes essentially. Yeah, I'm thinking like biomedical research and all those kinds of things where you will get the real results and get things done, but God forbid anybody ever from like a pharmaceutical company ever tries to hire you.
That's
I'm pretty sure you have to sell your soul.
That's what scares me, because again, I also worked at 2 years. I was working at the HABA management of a health food store. So supplementation is also something I learned. It's just that I want to actually be able to support people. And like I said, it's probably like Anne made a really good point. It just probably just hits home so hard. And so that's why I try to be here. Like I was talking to Pookie, I've had renovations at my house for the last 3 weeks. That's why I haven't been able to go on here. But like, I really appreciate y'all. Like I said, I don't feel like I'm just the person who's coming in and just saying, hey, look at this one thing. I'm learning from y'all big time. Like, I appreciate it. Like Kate sending links and you're describing stuff. So I'm happy. Tom was saying medicines I haven't heard of before, like some of all the medicines he's had. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just very interesting to come in here, and hopefully I can come in here a little bit more.
Hopefully you can.
Yeah, I already forgot the name of the medication that Tom said. I know Ann said it, but I'm never going to remember the correct pronunciation of that, no matter how many times you say it.
Perfoply.
Levetiracetam. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Oh, that's what I said.
That's
I just say Keppra.
That's why Keppra is on my tattoo, because levetiracetam would have gone all the way around the arm. Okay, yeah.
You've tattooed all the medications you've been on?
Yeah, not all of them, but the ones that stop my heart and make my skin bleed. Yeah, those two. Those I don't want them because but we didn't want a tattoo, levetiracetam. No matter how we did it, it would have gone either all the way up my arm or all the way around my wrist. So I'm like, Kepra.
And you can't abbreviate it because there's too many of them to start out with that.
Well, LVT, okay, in medical terms, it's LVT. All right. So to a epileptologist, neurologist, they might recognize it. ER, ED, they won't.
Right.
They're like, we have no idea what that is. But epilepsy should be all they need to see. But yeah, that didn't work. Well, wasn't working. Hi, Angel. But yeah, I'm so excited. I got to take a breath because Courtney, you got me up on a cloud. Oh gosh, I love this.
I'll take over. So, Anne, you kept me on the subject of how do you cope. You answered a lot of ways to cope, but I want to get another few answers from a few other people before I move on. So anybody else, let me know how you cope. It wasn't hard in the beginning. I mean, it wasn't easy for me in the beginning, even though I was in high school, but how do you guys cope?
I've been down this road once or twice already. I know I'm epileptic. I deal with epileptic. I live my life as an epileptic, and I can't allow anything to interfere with that. That's just me, and I don't know that any other way to say it.
That's a good one.
For me, it's just some days are better than others. That's just the way it's gonna be. Some days you're like, I got this, it's all right. And then other days you're like, oh, what the fuck? I can't handle this today. Like today I'm so tired. I'm just like in the chair sleeping all day long. But
I'm
like
gonna have a seizure, and hey, well, oh well.
For me, I meditate and I like to run when I'm not tired. And for exercise, for yoga.
Good.
And think about other
That's
people.
good.
Like, don't think about yourself. Like, I think about my kids or my family. If you're just like focused on yourself too much,
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
you can't do that.
That's
I
how
look
I do it.
forward to the better days.
You know what Tracy told me, my wife? Tom, it's not all about you. It's about the people around you. It don't matter whether or not it bothers you. You have to think about everybody around you that they don't understand. Each and every one of us go through the same thing to an extent. But hey, we all have to deal with it differently. I myself, I don't allow it to interfere with my life. But then again, I've been doing this a lot longer than most of you.
Yeah, that takes me back to when someone said, why are people more afraid of me having seizures than I am? And that's like you said, we don't have to see it.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, a lot of people are traumatized because we don't have to see it. I'm not sure. I've seen videos of me and it hasn't traumatized me, so I can't speak on anyone else's how it makes them feel.
I haven't seen that many of me. A couple. But they
Guys,
weren't even
get an
bad.
Annie cam. Tom, why don't you have an Annie cam yet?
Why? Because I don't want to see them.
I've seen 3.
I don't care what they look like.
You can't
I know I
unsee
have
them.
grand malls. I know I have petite malls. I know I have all the rest of them. And why do I want to see that?
That's where I am. Okay. I love you guys.
Yeah. And I'm
so ready to send me one. M is like, get a nanny cam. I mean, that's her stage name now, damn it. I don't I don't want to know. I love you guys. I don't want to know. Okay. But this is like when my kids were teenagers. I don't want to know. Are you happy? I don't want to know.
There you go.
It's in the bag. It's ready. The subscription is a bitch, but it's like $30 a month, and you can have 2 days of recorded. If you really don't want to see it, then just point it out the
You'll
front of the
unplug
house
it.
and call it
You
security.
just unplug it.
Send me your address. I'll send you one.
Why aren't we
That's what I'm telling
relying
you. It's
on-
already in the bag, ready to go.
Why aren't we relying on those auras where you can go ahead and turn on that cam and get the party started? I don't.
Never had auras.
Is that hard or something? Oh, well, I don't have auras on my tonic colonics either.
Exactly.
I
So
don't.
I was quick to get the camera, and it's just as easy to delete the data, but you might actually get a chance to not have somebody peeking in on you like you're a fucking 5-year-old.
Yeah, and guys, I don't know about you, but I saw mine and I was like, my pupils get real big, my eyes go in a different direction, and I was kind of like, you look kind of cute.
Good for you. Good for you. Find a positive and a negative, right? That's what it's all about. Find a positive and a negative.
Oh my God. My brother saw a seizure. I had me have a seizure last year for the first time. And my boyfriend walked him what to do and whatever to do. My brother's my best friend. He's 3 years older than me. And he told me when he got in the car, he shut down and just started crying. He got home, broke down crying. He said it made him change his whole life. And I thought he was exaggerating. I promise you, he told me this. He said it made him change him completely. This man just got hired for a job in Denver. And he was like, what, you thought I was exaggerating? I was like, yes. He was like, my little sister's going through this. And I'm just sitting here like, whatever, life. And I was like, there's no way that happened. Like, I don't know. We're sensitive though. We're like I'll call him crying literally on FaceTime in tears. So
he passed up Denver, Colorado to stay in Texas.
No, he's going to Denver.
Oh, okay. I thought you said change his life. And I'm thinking, oh,
we're trying to run out of here.
Wants to stay in Texas right now.
Hell no. No, we don't want to stay in Texas. Our house is only 2 years old.
Yeah.
We're trying to run up out of here.
Yeah, I didn't like Texas. When we were passing through, that was the only state where we saw the dust storms and it looked like little tornadoes spouting up out of nowhere.
Yes. No, Texas. I feel like there's a good sum of people in Dallas that are amazing, but Texas is hit or miss. It just depends on where you decide to go for a walk. And you're like, wait, they act like this here. They're still sundown towns. Y'all know what sundown towns are?
Nope.
Wow, you don't know what sundown town are?
Get into it.
He's in California. Come on, shit's good out there.
Sundown towns are, if you see my black ass in the city, in the sundown town, they can get away with murder. They can kill you. They will kill you. They will try to kill you. And it's so normal. They would tell, like, there were people getting interviewed. It's like, yeah, we'll kill them, throw them in the ocean. I'm sorry, throw them in a lake with gators. And so they'll never find out. So that's what a sundown town. There's plenty in Texas.
The reason why they came up with the sundown town is like, if you're a person of color, you don't want to be seen after the sun goes down because they can do whatever they want.
Yep, when it gets dark.
That's what sundown is.
All these favorite, like, open carry, Florida, Texas, Tennessee states are well known and some places proud of it.
That sucks.
Not epilepsy related, but I just want to say Dallas sucks as an Eagles fan.
Oh, well, you didn't offend me by any.
Go Birds.
I'm a cheesehead, so thanks. We agree.
Go Angry Birds.
Go Birds.
So I got something that says, do I need to up my dose? Hey all, I've had 4 seizures since November of last year. I'm taking 125 milligrams of lamotrigine twice a day. Ma, I don't think I'm having auras when I'm laying down. I really don't want to have another. Worried and thinking about upping my dose 5 or so times today. While laying down, I've had the following symptoms: hot, sweaty, dizzy, almost like I'm close to having a panic attack, and it feels like I'm close to blacking out. It lasts about 30 to 60 seconds and then tapers off. Thoughts?
I think
not everybody at once.
I think there's one thing people don't talk about, we don't consider a lot, is just that you may just have I'm pretty sure y'all said this too, a bad brain day. Like that sounds like what it might be too, because I've done some really, I don't want to say really, but I've done some irrational stuff that the next day I'm like, that was not a good idea. Or I just like, that don't make sense to do at this very moment. Like them having those symptoms just might be the brain trying to adjust to the half-life of the current medicine, or if they're a woman, it could be their hormones. We have issues with our hormones because estrogen is our best friend, right? So it's just a multitude of things that could be the reason in doing that. That's one thing I would consider.
Yeah, I'm gonna say everybody get a nanny cam. I mean, I don't want to become, you know, like, what's it called? A stereo. I can't think today.
Too late. Too late. That's already you.
Okay, well, get a fucking nanny cam because I wonder how many of you guys are having nocturnal seizures. And maybe again, that's just me thinking everybody's having the same thing as me, but sometimes I just feel like shit, like hello today. And you've had a bunch of nocturnal seizures, and sometimes those are hard to treat. So get a nanny cam
I had
and
a few this year.
rule it out.
I'm going through a stressful situation, and Kate knows about it. So, yeah. Well, you know about it too. It's the whole divorce and child support thing. So, I'm not sure if that's setting off seizures. I had nocturnal ones, and I had my regular grand mals during the day.
Angel,
it's a
I want to
stress.
send you some love. Like that's so much. Like you're already losing sleep, and man, hats off to you.
Can we send Sailor Mom that love? I'm here. Where's Sailor Mom at?
She's not. There's no pressure for Sailor Mom to make it. She is definitely one of the, you know, like I said, I heard from at least 5 of us in the group that had seizures over the last couple days. And I don't know if I want to call it the lunar cycle or, you know, the monthly cycle, but being that there was men involved, I guess I can't go that route.
Yeah, I
mean,
know. I got the DM
it's
at
just too
last
convenient that a lot of
meeting.
us are having like clusters over the last couple days. So it's
Like,
curious, but let's see what court comes up with, because data analysis is your forte. Yeah.
haha, tricked you. How can you tell you're having nocturnal seizures, Em? And then also, what is considered a cluster seizure? See, I don't know everything. I don't.
Oh, I'll take the nocturnal seizure one. So for like 15 years,
cluster.
I would wake up like just fucking covered in sweat. And I got tested for cancer and I got my hormones checked. But yeah, I would say that's a huge sign. Also, if you get a nanny cam and you see yourself having a seizure at night.
Also, Em, what is peer pressure?
What was that?
To get the nanny cam?
What is peer
I can't
pressure?
hear you. You just cut out.
No way. I know when I'm being told.
If you wake up in the morning and your jaw hurts, your cheeks are chewed up, your tongue's chewed up, that's a great indication you're having nocturnal seizures. And you don't
your
have
bones.
that to me, that's the easiest way to recognize it.
Yeah, if you think you have some mystery oral problem, like I legitimately thought I had some
Right.
like I'd wake up and my tongue would be twice. I was like, damn, your tongue just keeps getting bigger. Yeah, you don't need a dentist.
You don't feel like you slept
don't
at
need a
all.
nanny
You're
cam.
super exhausted.
What about focal nocturnal seizures? Is that a thing?
I just about the tongue thing.
Yes,
I have a
that is the
space
thing.
in my top teeth, and the tip of my tongue, almost split open because I pushed it through that space. I don't even want to tell you how much that hurts. Yeah, that's the nocturnal.
The inside of my mouth is a scar.
I also have a question about focal nocturnals. I don't know if anybody knows this, but like just by looking, I don't know. The EMU told me I was having focals. I'm still like my neuro won't diagnose me, but yeah, how can you tell? Like what's a tonic-clonic? Is that all you can have at night?
Sometimes I can tell by the headache. If I have a focal that's long enough, I will get a headache, but it's not behind my eyes. It's in a different
Mine's
place.
back here.
Yeah.
That's where I get it, and a really bad headache after.
Yeah, and it feels almost like if I put my head down it's like something's not touching my head. It's just, it hurts.
And you feel really beat up.
You feel
I
like your
do
head
anyway.
was like shaking, your brain was shaking.
I mean, not just for the focals though. When if I feel like that, I know it was a tonic-clonic because then I'll have the soreness and like that all over headache. But if it was a focal that lasted more than 30 seconds or more than a few seconds, then again, I would be able to tell, but I can't access my data.
Yeah, with my
Courtney would probably
popsicle
fight for
headaches,
that.
my popsicle headaches, it's just like it fucking sucks. And there's like they can't take anything to make it go away. It's just like the worst thing ever. I feel like I just gotta sit still. It feels like when I turn my head, my brain hits this side. If I turn my head this way, like the best thing is sitting still for me. Either like laying down or just sitting still because the moving around, that's what hurts. And people don't understand that when I say every movement hurts, like after a seizure, every movement, like my neck, my arms and shoulders are tight. People don't get that. But yeah, the popsicle
Okay,
version of
that's
me
really helpful.
sucks.
Because I've just been walking around like before I went on medication, like, oh my God, my right shoulder. It was just like I kept going to the doctor, and I think they think I was malingering because they're like, we'll give you another x-ray, but we know we're not going to find anything. But yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
How
my
often do
last
you guys think?
nocturnal, I think it took like 3 days to get past that weakness in the bones and everything. Like, oh,
My public seizures, for some reason, are the ones that hurt my body the most when I'm falling somewhere in public. Hasn't been a while. I mean, I've been in public because I left my house and went to public places, but it's been a while since I had one tonic-clonic in public. And those suck. So,
I guess it
just
still just
saying.
depends on where you are. Falling on a living room carpet versus, the parking lot, then that's
The
the
corner
obvious
store.
difference.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I
and
mean.
and like for the nocturnal, I can tell the difference between whether it was a focal or a tonic clonic. Because I can tell you I had a tonic clonic last night because of my tongue and my shins. Okay, my tib fib bones, Angel, my bones hurt. I'm not talking my ankles, my knees.
feel you.
My bones feel like they literally got twisted out of the socket, and I got to find a way to put them back in. That's the kind of seizure I think I had last night. Yes, get a nanny cam. Yes, get a nanny cam.
That's what I did get a nanny cam for. I'm like, why am I hurting so much?
Yeah, so I got something here. It says, how often do you guys think about the fact that you have epilepsy? I don't, and there's like 2 times a day. When I take my pills in the morning, when I take my pills at night. Otherwise, I'm not gonna say I forget, but it doesn't necessarily come to mind I have epilepsy until I'm either looking over a balcony or looking at a pool or taking my pills. Other than that, I don't really think about the epilepsy. There's like small things I know I would do if I didn't have epilepsy. So it's like those very few things. Looking at a pool, then I think, oh, I have epilepsy. Or I'm looking over a balcony, I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't be hanging over this balcony looking at the ground from the 3rd and 4th floor. Things like that. Otherwise, that, like I said, it's just the pills that remind me. Reminds me everything you do. I can walk past a bottle of pills and I'm like, oh yeah, those are for my seizures.
You
Other
walk
than
by
that,
your pharmacy?
huh?
You walk by your home pharmacy?
Oh man, yeah. That makes me remember I have epilepsy. I start thinking, when do I need a refill?
I think
what you
about
talking
it when
about?
I dumped all my tuna salad onto the floor right after I fucking made it this morning.
Was it because of a seizure?
I don't know. I had a bunch last night, so I think I'm doing the comedic flinging that I call it.
Everything the next day is going to be leftover.
Yeah. Well, we try to put the pieces together, right?
So,
Yeah,
Ann,
no,
did you actually have something going on at Niagara Falls?
Yeah, well, because I live so close to the falls, it was one of those things that if we were on the United States side, which is the precipice, you are standing at the drop off and you're watching the water go down. Very forcefully, it is shaking the ground. It is thunderous. It is gorgeous. But it is the most unsafe place to stand. Being that my family is Canadian, we would go to the other side for the view. Because every time we went to the United States side, I would have a seizure, even as an adult. And if you slip, you go over the falls. Okay, that's the wonder of the world that you survive. And yeah, the top of the falls. But I envy this guy, because if I only had to think about my epilepsy when I take my medication, I would be in heaven. That is an excellent sign of well-controlled epilepsy. And yeah, I'm happy for the guy. I really am, but Niagara Falls does me like a pool,
Hey Annie, can I just say it's so nice to see you like so happy with your correct diagnosis that it's like just really brightening the day.
Well, the thing is I had a correct diagnosis in 1968. And I had to wait until 2007 for treatment, because I had to fight and say, no, this is not anxiety. I know what this is, my entire life. And then I moved to this place 5 years ago, and they're like, no, you don't have epilepsy. And I'm like, oh, you don't want to play this game with me. And I will win. It took me some time, but this was the ultimate fuck you. And this doctor that I have now, who hates the director, is like, I really know that I'm going to enjoy working with you. And I said, yeah, I think we're on the same page now. So we're good. Yeah, we're good. Get that guy out of there, But yeah, that's why. And it's like, plus I'm stoned AF. Because I've been seizing. I know it's coming. And I'm looking at that weekend in the hospital just to get my sleep cycle fixed. This sucks, but okay, if we have to do it. I'm like, yeah, now we know what we have to do. So that makes me happy, but I am stoned as fuck.
Somebody asked about cluster seizures, and I'm sorry, I forgot who, but I experienced a cluster seizure. I probably experienced more than one, but my first one lasted a total of 6 to 8 hours. And what it just, I'm not sure how to describe the difference, other than I didn't go into status epilepticus, but it was just straight up like micro seizures after micro seizures after micro seizures. I couldn't stop convulsing or anything. And what made it different for me was that I was actually conscious and aware of it. Whereas every single one of my other seizures, I was never conscious and aware of.
So those cluster seizures, you always categorize yours as just more than one in a certain amount of time, or do you always have clusters in?
Yeah, you're going to have more than one in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's kind of how I would it. I mean, is that kind of what you use as the standard of when to go for the nasal M, or whatever your rescue is?
Yeah, I will tell if I'm aware. Yeah, I'll tell them like spray, like once it gets past that 3-minute mode, like hurry up and spray that in my nose. I don't care if I hate it, but spray it.
Yeah, cluster seizures that's another thing that's different for everybody too. I noticed that clusters happen less. I don't know if it's because of the RNS or just with age or whatever, but when I do have breakthroughs, sometimes they still get longer. But it's not always the tonic-clonics that are longer, sometimes just the focals. But who knows? Maybe those focals would be turning into a tonic if it wasn't for the RNS. That's why I'm so desperate to get a hold of my own data.
But yeah, you feel everything. You feel it. Like, and I saw my family's face too. And I just felt bad for them. I'm sorry if I said that too loud. Well, I felt bad for them. Like I was like horrified myself because I didn't know and I couldn't control anything going on. But you feel everything, like all the, I want to say, currents through your body and everything. It's like, no, it's really like, for me, it was really traumatizing, period.
Yeah, definitely. And you want to hope that's when you want to make sure that everybody around you is on the same page and knows when to go for the rescue.
Court?
Great news, everyone. Melissa, you'll feel great. I forgot what I needed. I forgot what I was going to talk about. So let me lower that hand.
Anytime it comes back, just put it in the chat, and that can be an easy reference point.
Or raise your hand again. It'll just remind me that you were looking for something.
What's up, Jeff?
I have a question. How do you guys all keep up with the conversation in the chat? I can't possibly chat while I'm listening and watching.
ADHD. Sorry I interrupted you. ADHD.
I'm gonna call it practice.
Is it? Well, I'm too old to practice.
Exactly, and that's why there's no shame in that. I tried to change.
I can't do it. I look at
Can't either.
No worries, no worries. I'm feeling old myself because I tried to change the format of a picture today and Paint. You know, there was a program called Paint on computers back in the day, and now it's gone.
I remember since
And that used to be the easiest way to convert a
82.
format for me, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, I feel you because I'm trying to keep up in the chat while on a cell phone.
Yeah, that's what I am, and I can't possibly do it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm on the cell phone right now. Well, I'm on my iPhone, so I guess iPhone's probably a cell phone. So,
yeah.
Welcome back. Glad to see you.
Hey, Jason, long time no see. Wait, I think I've seen you last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
remember.
were on until we fell asleep. You were asleep.
Yeah.
You were asleep when we
Yeah,
ended.
he was nodding off.
We were talking about how you just turned over, and he was like, "Nope, he's still asleep. He just turned over." Yeah.
Pookie, you were also asleep. You didn't realize it.
Me?
Yeah, I see you just kind of like the zombie stare.
Anyhow.
You better not edit that part out.
I'm not.
Oh.
Anyhow, we'll go to I don't know what's real and what isn't. And I'm in a constant state of derealization. I just turned 19 years old, and I have thoughts about this recently and thinking about life and all unanswered questions about everything. So I will try to explain to you in my words. Hopefully, this will make some sense. I started having these thoughts, all these thoughts and stuff after I had my first epileptic seizure. I was pretty dramatic. While I was having the seizure, I fell and knocked myself out. My girlfriend told me this, and I feel like I was sort of dead, like I had no existence or consciousness, like before you were born, type of thing. Not like in a dream where you don't remember anything, not like that. This was different. When I woke up, it was like waking up to life for the first time again, like I was reincarnated, but with all of my memories and my mind. I'm trying my hardest to explain, but it's hard and I can't really describe it because I don't know how. After all this, over 1 year later, still question my existence and everything all the time. And I am constant state of derealization. I don't know what to do. Do you think this is real or not? I say a therapist would help. No offense, just sometimes therapy helps people. When you're that young, that's very helpful, actually. I feel like when you're that young, 19, therapy helps because I mean, you're in that phase of nobody can tell me nothing. At least that's where I was at when I was a teen. And I was like, nope, I know my epilepsy. You don't know it. Walk away.
And I think also that age, since legally you're legal, but you are not an adult at 19. You are not one and close. So getting a head start on your bullshit is a big help. However, they don't have that problem. They have, it sounds like they need help, just a little bit more help of grounding, because being diagnosed with epilepsy is heavy. It's very heavy. It blindsides you. You're like, is this thought me or is it that epileptic thing happening? So hopefully they'll actually find support and be okay with support, because I think that's a big thing, because I'm kind of like an issue with not wanting support because I don't want to have dependency on something. And that was my biggest issue at 19. Like Pookie, you said, I don't, you can't tell me anything and I don't want to need anything, was the layer of mine. So yeah.
What's up, Van?
Yeah, it's that therapy thing. I didn't realize until after, going through some really tough therapy with a trauma therapist that what I really did experience after my diagnosis was grief. And it was a level of grief that, we experience when we're given serious medical diagnoses, because our life is so drastically changed. And because I couldn't identify it, I couldn't deal with it. And this is one of the things that I really love to share, because I was one of those, I'm like, no, I don't want the stigma of therapy. I don't want to have to do that. But oh my goodness, I'm so glad I did. I am so glad I did that. But yeah, the grief and the fear of the unknown. But I think I responded to that post because what that person describes is pretty typical of PTSD, when it's like I'm still in my life, but it's completely different. And yeah.
Yeah, back to when the thing where court said that's the age when you think you're an adult, but you're not. Yeah, so that was the phase I was in. Once I was 19, I'm like, oh, I don't have to listen to anybody no more. I'm of age. Yeah, and that could also hurt you in the long run, because you start to think, I know everything. I'm an adult now. I don't have to listen to this person anymore. I can do this, and this. And things got a little bad, worse for me than I was when I was having 2 seizures in high school. After high school, like you said, I thought I was grown. I was out and about. I don't have to come back at this time. I was doing that. So yeah, that's the age that would suck, to feel like you know the world and you want to avoid people and you don't have to do this. My seizures got bad after high school. So a therapist is a good idea, I say.
Yeah, especially since your brain is not physically developed. You don't finish, so you don't even know what your effective treatment is going to be until at least your mid-20s, because there's going to be changes in anybody's epilepsy, situation, especially if they get the diagnosis before your brain's developed. That's across the board. Go ahead, Angel.
I would say, along with therapy, come here to the universe, because you're going to meet people who's been through it, and we can help you through it. It'll be easier time. I don't know if it was that post I responded to, but I know there was one I responded to, and I just realized I've been dealing with epilepsy for 28 years. Not as long as Tom, but yeah.
Any therapist would approve of our group.
Yeah, this is therapy here too, just not officially licensed medical, but yeah, this is more therapy than I got than any other therapist.
And I just want to say, Pookie, thank you so much for creating this. Like, this is so helpful. Even your group, well, you subreddit, but you see I'm being a little shit starter. I don't care about being banned. So if this gets out on YouTube, but yeah. So, not your group, by the way. I'm talking about the other group I was kind of talking shit about in the comments. However, yeah, thank you guys. I think you guys are really, really helpful because I feel like in Texas there's not much like at all. I was trying to make sure that I was finding support, and it was only 2 of us showing up in the link. And then the other guy was barely able to come on, and then the people who were hosting it was barely able to be on. Like, they didn't want to really go forth because there wasn't enough. But if we're all here, are you guys having issues as well as far as closest to you about connecting with epileptics or talking to them? Like, what is your experience?
Lately it's been, oh, that's all you're gonna do all day is do that podcast? And then when you get tired of saying that, it's like, let me check it out and see what he's doing. Oh, okay, that's what he's doing. I'll let him be. So yeah, that's me lately.
That's the cutest guard dog. I'm totally distracted by that little whippet.
Me
What
too.
you got, Em?
Kit Chad.
I don't know, but I'm sorry. This is gonna be obscene. He's kind of stinky.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
You call that obscene? Bye, Em.
I saw somebody in the comments on Epilepsy Universe, and I don't want to call them out, obviously, but they were describing some symptoms that are like super common. Actually, got me my diagnosis at the EMU, and I wanted to just tell them, like, get on the Zoom because you're gonna see that this is so common. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's another thing that's helpful. To know what to say to your doctor. If you go in there sounding just a little bit more educated, there's a better chance that they'll take you seriously.
Right.
If you know to expect more than just, some CBC blood work, then, they'll be happy to, or maybe not happy, but impressed if you know what an MRI is.
Yeah,
And this
like
is the
Ann
kind of
said,
place
you go
that
in there and not have the attitude and the paperwork to show everybody that you're right. Bring the evidence and have level-headed, basically what Ann said. It's a good way to get your point across sometimes.
What's level-headed? I think I just bullied my neurologist into sending me to a different one.
But if you get, when you're on these Medicare Advantage HMOs, that is what you, or PPOs, that this is what you have to do, because you can be level-headed, but you got to know how to get shit done while letting them know that nice little subtext of don't fuck with me. So that's why you have your priorities. You write it down if you have to, keep it on the phone if you have to, have that in front of you to make sure that even if they try to steer you away from what you're trying to say with, some
have
medical
an
jargon.
outline of what you want to talk about.
Right. And just don't let them, don't let them deviate from the goal.
Yeah, to steer you away from. That's pretty much what they want to do, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Try
that's
this
what they
new
were
medication
doing.
so they'll get some kind of commission.
Right.
Or whatever their agenda, and that doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm not there for them. They're there for me.
Right.
They are there for us.
Right.
So, it's like whenever a doctor now looking at how things went, it's like whenever somebody is like kind of, how they step back and they get kind of that haughty offended, like, how do you think you know that?
Don't they have...
You got to sometimes bring them back down to earth and say,
Isn't there
look,
a doctor's creed or something that talks about they're
they
supposed to be
used
looking
to.
after the patient instead of
Yeah,
Yes,
they want to know what a Hippocratic oath is, but
Hippocratic oth? Thank you so much.
right, the Hippocratic oath, but here's the glitch.
Hypocritical oath.
They don't know, it's Hippocrates. Hippocrates was the first medical doctor, and his ethics still stand. That oath should be taken. It's no longer required as part of your medical license, which pisses me off. But anyway, you know me, that oath does include being an advocate for your patient, even to the point of adversity and controversy. And that is one of the most important parts of the Hippocratic oath. But, and sometimes it's like, well, I understand you don't take that oath anymore, but to practice medicine, you still need to believe in it. You know what I mean? But, when they get that, attitude, it's like, no, wait, I hired you. My insurance pays you to work for me. And I've heard people say, oh, well, my neurologist fired me. You weren't working for them. They were working for you. You fired them. And sometimes you have to remind them of that. It's like, you're replaceable. So, but yeah, I had to be in there with a set of goals, and they had to be clear cut and ready for the controversy, as far as what they could push back with, because I had to be ready for that, but that's what it was, it was the clear cut goals and the evidence. It's like your own EEG that you're using to qualify this erroneous diagnosis. I had 2 catastrophic seizures in that same EEG. So, and that's why I didn't want to do it, and it's like, wait a minute. And because he's a new doctor in my case, he stepped back and he looked and he's like, you're right. This is messed up. So, but it was making it easier for the doctor to see that error without me being angry at that person, who that doctor is, if that makes sense to you. Because he didn't do anything wrong to me. And that's what I was doing wrong. I was just angry at everybody before I even let them help me. And, I had to step back from that and say, okay, this doctor didn't do anything bad to me, so he might be the one that can help me fix this. And I think it turned out that way because I went in with that mindset that I was going to allow that space for that positive energy to come in, however you want to look at it, and say, he can't help me unless I let him. And I wasn't letting anybody help me. I was just angry at everyone, saying, this is wrong, so changing that attitude is what changed it. But yeah.
There you go. And that's the best plan that any of us can follow. Don't use a medication as an excuse. Don't use anything as an excuse if you can clearly see what the issue is. If you're not getting help, is it because you're not letting them help you? That's a good question that I think a lot of people on or in the universe and on these seizure posts might like to hear or need to hear.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.